whole truth, so help me God. I, Jacob Mafume, do hereby swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. Indeed. I'll be guided according. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Mafume. Maybe state your full names for the benefit of the commission and those who are in attendance.
My name is Jacob Mafume.
Would you tell this honorable commission as to your place of abode?
My place of abode is 9 Sky Master, Belvedere, Harare.
You are the mayor for the seat of Harare.
Yes.
Thank you very much for coming to assist this commission. You have been called to assist the Commission of Inquiry, which was set up to inquire into governance issue in respect of the seat of Harare. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
Before we go any further, kindly tell this honorable court your qualifications.
My qualifications, I'm a lawyer. My degree is an LLBS, obtained at the University of Zimbabwe. I'm also registered with the High Court of Zimbabwe as a legal practitioner, notary public, and conveyancer. Those are my qualifications.
Okay. When did you attain your qualification?
I became a lawyer in 2000, or I qualified in 2000.
Okay. You are quite an experienced lawyer as of now. Have you been into private practice?
Yes, I've been in private practice. I started off at Carter and Timmerman. I then went into the NGO sector, Zimbabwe Lawyers for Human Rights, Crisis Coalitions. I then moved into the international sector. I worked for USID, the US Embassy, as a democracy and governance advisor. I then worked in Uganda for a year. Then I worked in the Prime Minister's office as a principal director, constitutional and legal affairs. Then I joined council and opened a private practice which goes under my name, Mafume Law Chambers.
Okay. Thank you so much. You are quite an experienced lawyer, and as such, based by way of ground rules, we expect you to be truthful, to be candid, and to answer questions as put to you, and also where you are not required to proffer some explanations, please do not do so, and where you are required to do so, you will be requested to do so.
Thank you.
Yes. When did you assume the role of the mayor of the city of Harare?
I assumed the role of the mayor I entered into council in 2018 as a councillor. I first was the chairperson of the Human Resources Committee. Then when the mayor was recalled, I became the mayor in 2020. Then I left in 2023. I came back as an ordinary councillor. Then I became a mayor again in 2024.
So you are well versed with issues.
2020. The first stint was 2020 to 2023. The second stint, the current stint, is 2024 to date.
Okay. You are well versed with the operations of the city of Harare, therefore.
I would want to think so.
Thank you.
I am.
Confirm that you are a ceremonial, you occupy a ceremonial position as opposed to an executive position.
Yes, I occupy the mayoral position. There is no, in my reading of the Urban Councils Act and my reading of all the statutes of Act, there is no way where the word ceremonial appears. However, it is common parlance to say that the mayors in Zimbabwe are ceremonial, but I have not seen it anywhere in legislation or in terms of reference. In actual fact, I sign a performance contract before the president every year, where there are certain duties that we have to perform, and there are duties that I have to perform that are contained in the Urban Councils Act.
Okay. You.
Do you regard yourself as a ceremonial mayor or an executive mayor, irrespective of absence of the expressed definition of
I would regard myself as ceremonial. Well, in line with the common, the anecdotal references. But I soon found out that I have duties that are assigned to me in terms of the Act, and I have a performance contract that has indicators that I'm measured upon from central government in line with the new policy thrust of government. Probably the laws have not been aligned to reflect what happens in practice.
Okay, so I'll come to that. So you confirm that you do not have the executive authority. Executive functions are performed by the town clerk.
Yes, the executive functions are performed by the town clerk, who is the accounting officer.
You only give policy directions
We only give
and guidance.
We only give policy, directions, and guidance, and execute any other issues assigned by the relevant legislation.
Confirm that you are not supposed to interfere with the day-to-day running of the city of Harare, as that is within the mandate of the town clerk.
Yes, the day-to-day runnings are under the purview of the town clerk.
Okay, thank you. Now, we have so many issues for you, Your Worship.
Thank you.
So many issues which can even push mountains. So, let us start with the general state of affairs of the city of Harare. Are you happy about the general state of affairs in terms of environmental issues?
No, I'm not happy.
Indeed, I had a drive yesterday. I knew you were coming. I had a drive from Bari, Glenora, Budiro, Kwazana, Kambuzuma, yesterday. What I noticed is that at every corner in each street, there's illegal dumping of solid waste. You
Yes.
confirm that position?
Yes, yes, I confirm.
Solid waste is not being collected. Or if it has been collected, that is being done in a haphazard manner. Is that not correct?
Yes, it is not being collected as adequately and consistently as it ought to be. There is collection that happens on a day-to-day basis, but otherwise the situation will be far much worse than what you describe. But it is not adequate.
Do you admit that since we are in the midst of the rainy season, that is a great danger to us, the ratepayers?
It is a great danger for diseases and other, even from the aesthetics point of view, just the ambience of the city. It ought not to be like that.
That goes as well with liquid waste management. We have best pipes all over. Those pipes are not being attended to, not being repaired, you confirm.
They are being attended to, not as adequately as they ought to be. You must appreciate that the infrastructure is old. We inherited infrastructure that uses old technology for the piping, and they've not been replaced. And because of the increase of the population, our infrastructure was designed for 500,000 people. It's now catering for 2 million or close to 2 million people, and therefore the infrastructure is overwhelmed. But our departments are doing the best they can in the circumstances.
Okay. I admit that, in essence, you have, as the seat fathers, you have failed to manage solid and liquid waste man. Yes, confirm that.
We have had serious challenges in managing the solid
Have you
waste.
succeeded or you have failed to manage?
We have partially succeeded. We are not at the stage where we want to be or where we think a city of comparable status as the city of Harare should be.
How many refuse compactors?
When you say you're partially succeeded, but it doesn't also mean to say that you're partially failed.
Yes. We have partially failed. Well, I could get an opportunity to explain, but I was trying to follow the sequence of the questions.
Okay. What do you mean by you have partially succeeded? Because the dams, the illegal dams, they are all over.
Yes,
They are very visible. People
The-
residents are resorting to actually burning those dams.
okay, we have the waste management is in two parts. We've got the liquid waste and then the solid waste. The solid waste, we rely on compactors to move the solid waste, skip bins, and other equipment. We have a serious shortage of equipment. We require skisty compactors for the operation. I'm told by the experts, we only have about 20 operating on a good day, and in many days we have down to 12 operating. Then we need dumpsters or trucks. We need about 20. We only have about 10 or 3 operating to move those big dumps. Then we need fuel. The biggest management issue around collection of waste is fuel. You can have the equipment, but if you don't have the fuel, you cannot move. We have challenges in terms of the fuel We do not get preferential treatment in terms of allocation of fuel. We have to buy it in US dollars as a council. We get our money in local currency. We have written to the Ministry of Finance for us to be put on the list of the preferred purchasers of fuel.
Okay, thank you. Don't worry, Your Worship. We shall all come to those issues.
Okay, that's fine.
We shall all come to those issues. In fact, if I may refresh your memory, you are supposed to have 71 conductors.
Yes.
So this is what, not 60.
Not 60, well, that's fine. 60,
And only a sizable number are in operation.
Yes.
And that being the case, those which are in operation, they are insufficient for you to execute your mandate.
Yes.
So in other words, you are failing.
Yes.
Collect refuse.
Yes.
Thank you for that honest answer. Even now, we used to have tarred roads in our streets in the residential areas.
Yes.
Now they are no longer in existence. What is happening?
In 2009, a government promulgated an act called, which introduced Zinara. Zinara was supposed to manage the whole road network for the country. They came up with a formula that they said they worked out with the United Nations, which formula indicated that there were good roads in the urban centers and there were bad roads in the rural areas. So the vehicle licenses were then transferred from the city council and transferred to Zinara. So as we speak, Zinara is in charge of all the roads countrywide. The problem came, the initial few years, we as the city of Harare contribute the bulk of the vehicle licenses. In other words, there are more cars in Harare. We pay about $20. We used to pay $20 per car, but now people are paying $40 per car. We have a dispute as to the number of cars in Harare. Our own experts say there are 800,000 cars in Harare. Zinara says there are only 200,000 cars in Harare. And all those collections go to Zinara. We then get a remittance. For the past 6 years, when I've been the mayor, the remittance we get from Zinara is of only $2 million per year to do the Harare roads. Now, for those who are in road construction, you'll understand that $2 million is just but a drop in the ocean in terms of road construction. So we have not been able to extract as much money as we can from Zinara. My proposal would be we needed a fairer share of those resources. If we could get 50% of what Harare motorists pay to Zinara, we would do the roads. It was then compounded by the introduction of toll gates. The toll gates, someone pays to get out of Harare, someone pays to get into Harare. But all that money goes to Zinara. Zinara also gets fuel levy in foreign currency. Most of the fuel is bought in Harare. We have gotten zero remittance in foreign currency from Zinara, but most of the fuel is bought in Harare. Then there's a carbon levy, which deals with pollution, where we are supposed to measure the pollution of the air and to buy in terms of World Health Standards. That all goes to Zinara and we get no remittance. So we have not got resources for road construction. The little road construction and repair maintenance that we have done is from remittances from city parking, and that we have used for roads for the whole city, and also the $2 million that we get per year from Zinara, and sometimes we have to take ratepayers' money to do critical road maintenance.
Okay, thank you for volunteering that information.
Okay.
We will still come to that. You'll not run away from it.
No, I'm not running. I'm
We'll still
being
get to
as
the
factual
bottom
as possible.
of the issue. And street lights, they are not being repaired. Why? What is the problem?
We have another problem. Sometime in 1984.
Why are you not repairing street lights?
I want to give you the background so that we can get to where I'm wanting us to get to. In 1994, ZESA was created. We used it to run our power station, which is the thermal power station at Harare. That was taken from Harare, from Bulawayo, without compensation. Now, what happened is that we need a lot of electricity as Harare. We use 34 megawatts to run Morton Jeffrey. We use 6 megawatts to do the street lighting and to give electricity to Mbare and the hostels. We then, when that ZESA was given to our infrastructure, including the cable and about 1,900 buildings, I'm told, were given to ZESA. ZESA does not pay rentals. ZESA did not pay us royalties and did not compensate us for that infrastructure. What then happened is that they left us with the responsibility of taking care of street lights. But there used to be what was called a street lights levy. That street light levy was then converted to rural electrification levy. Now, we were left with the responsibility of putting street lights, and immediately the day they took the power station, they gave us a bill. It's like someone taking your cows, and tomorrow morning you are buying the milk from those cows. So we then, and then the Harare residents purchased the most electricity outside industry. But there is a rural electrification levy that goes to electrify the rural areas, leaving the streets in Harare dark. Fortunately, Bulawayo refused to pay for electricity. So up to now, Bulawayo does not pay for electricity because of the dispute for its power station. Harare, for some reason, pays for the electricity. What then that has meant is that our electricity bill comes to about $3 million per month. And ZESA has put prepaid water meters on those, on our functions. So we have not been able to then provide more street lights to pay for the electricity that goes into those street lights because the street light levy was taken. In the current budget, we are trying to reintroduce the street light levy as a levy on the Harare residents. And should the ministry agree with us, then we will be able to do the street lights. I have written a letter, I wrote a letter to the chief executive of ZESA. Fortunately, he was the managing director when that decision to take our assets was made. And by the twist of fortune, he is back as the head of the chief executive. And I've asked them to correct the sins of their youth.
Okay. The issue is you have not managed to repair street lights.
Yes, because
Yes.
because everything has been taken. You take our
Okay,
ability.
fine.
Yeah.
Would I be wrong to suggest that you are failing to manage the affairs of the city of Harare because of financial mismanagement?
I've explained the.
Is that not correct?
That's not correct.
I'm going to demonstrate that there is massive financial
There is,
mismanagement.
yes, there is massive financial mismanagement.
Mismanagement.
Yes.
Yes. I will repeat the question. In fact, the reason why you are failing to manage the affairs of the city of Harare is because of massive financial mismanagement. And I'm going to demonstrate that to you.
By who?
Your duty is to answer questions. Okay. You are a lawyer, you know
Sorry.
that.
Yes, sorry, Judge.
By the city of Harare.
Okay.
Do you agree?
Yes, there is financial mismanagement.
Thank you. And I'm,
Yes, I will agree that there is serious financial mismanagement by certain individuals in the city,
The city of which you are the mayor.
of which I am the mayor. Right.
Now, let me demonstrate this to you. In 2018, you were already a councillor within the city of Harare
Which period?
from 2018.
I was only a councillor from the August of that, September of that month,
2018.
2018. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just 1 month. 1 month.
There was an election in August. We were then sworn in September, and we started presiding over the affairs in October. We then have elections for the mayor, and then we started presiding over the affairs October, November, December.
So during that period, you were councillor for how many months?
And that period, I was a councillor for three months, and I was not the mayor.
Okay. Right. You are aware of the duties and the roles of the Auditor General.
Yes.
From the year 2017 to the year 2022, the Auditor General audited the books of accounts for the city of Harare. Do you admit that?
Yes.
I will take you through the findings of the Auditor General
Yes.
to confirm that there is rampant financial mismanagement
Yes.
within the city of Harare.
Yes.
There is no accountability at all. Do you admit in terms of financial management? I will demonstrate that.
There are areas where accountability has lacked.
Which areas?
The areas that you mentioned that were indicated by the Auditor General. There are other areas that we have pointed out as policymakers. One of the major areas that I would point out is the absence of an ERP, that is an enterprise resource package, and the chasing away of the enterprise resource package or ERP that was operating at that time, which was chased away in 2019 at the recommendation of management. And from that period, the City Council has not been able to produce audited accounts.
So you admit that the absence of functional ERP is a great challenge to the city of Harare.
Yes, the absence of an ERP has crippled because it is a management paradise. Because the ERP is the only tool that the Auditor General and even us, the councillors, can understand what is happening in finances. But however, management conspired to get rid of the ERP. So we don't know, and we cannot verify whatever information we are getting. Because when you don't have an ERP, what it means is that the books of accounts have to be done manually, and when they are being done manually, it also means that documentation events can be changed and are very difficult to trace. Yeah.
So, who is to blame for that state of affairs?
I have indicated that the ERP was chased away at the recommendation of management. It was chased away in 2019. Why I recall it most particularly is that I protested in the council meeting and with the mayor who was then to say that you do not, for all the areas that I've worked in and being a lawyer in private practice, I advised management, which was led by the town clerk, then Chisango, and the other officials, to say that you cannot summarily get rid of your accounts package just like that.
Okay.
So,
Thank
so
you, thank you, Your Worship. So, because of that, you cannot even account for your human capital. Is that correct?
your question is not
You cannot even
clear.
account for human capital, your
Our-
financial status, because there is
Okay,
no.
what we did is that the absence of an ERP disallows the accounting of the financials, because our ERP was restricted to the financials. What then happened is, for some reason, management refused to allow BIQ to manage, in particular, executive salaries. But for everyone else salaries below the executives, we use a package called Belina, so which is another ERP. So the Belina package manages from grade, I think from grade 4 going downwards, because our workforce is almost 10,000. So it manages those ones. But the executive bands were not put into any package completely. So what it does,
They are not catered for.
they are
by
not
the
catered
system.
for by the system, yeah.
That is a chaotic situation.
Yes,
Is that good governance?
it's not.
Thank you. Now, according to the auditor's report in 2019, in fact, financial statements for a number of business units were not made available.
Yes,
That is, we are discussing about the year 2019.
yes,
For instance, Sunshine Holdings,
yes,
there were no consolidated financial statements.
yes.
And this is actually in contravention of the Public Finance Management Act. Do you admit?
Yes,
Thank you. Do you also admit that, as per the observation of the Auditor General, that in fact the Council does not have a consolidated asset register except for the sector asset register, which was being maintained on an Excel spreadsheet and had non-adequate access control? Do you admit that?
yes.
You are happy about that situation?
No, I'm not happy. But remember, this is the 2019 audit.
Okay.
It was auditing
We are going through
events that were happening in 2018.
We are going through the years.
We received that audit, and then when I became mayor, I started correcting or started pushing the council to correct the things in that audit. So that was the situation prevailing from the previous years. So if you look at the actions that I have taken with the councils that I have managed, I have been trying to go point by point the issues around what was raised by the Auditor General. So if you look at our business units then and our business units now, you will see the steps that we have taken. And I can chronicle the steps in summary that we have taken for each business unit.
No, we shall come to that area.
Okay.
In fact, according to that report, in fact, even the Finance and Audit Committee members lacked even financial experience.
Yes.
And this is the situation with the committees that we have. We had evidence from the committee which you appointed. In fact, they lacked financial experience as well.
I do not appoint committees. What happens is that the Urban Councils Act has got a procedure where people elect themselves. The problem with politicians, I know this is not a political, is that they believe they can do anything. Someone will volunteer to chair a finance committee and persuade the councillors to vote him in. We have, however, taken steps to ask the councillors to bring their CVs, to bring, and we have given direction within what we believe is the law from the Chamber Secretary's office to say that if you don't have a financial qualification, you cannot chair a committee. But
are you not the one who is responsible for appointing these committees? Because we have evidence that you are taking a leading role in the appointment of these committees.
no, it's the secretary.
Are you not the one who is responsible for appointing these committees?
I'm not the one who is responsible.
Be honest.
I'm being honest. What happens is that the procedure is this. The councillors indicate where they want to come. Previously, the appointment will be done, a party has a caucus, akin like to parliament. So a party will give a direction to say, no, we don't. Let me explain the process. No, you go to council with a list of. We. I'm not the one who appoints. It is. I give an indication of the. Yes, Judge.
You understand President very, very well.
Yes.
I expect you to answer the question asked by the President. If there is any need for an explanation, we will ask you.
Okay.
The question is, do you appoint committee members?
Yes, Judge. The answer would be yes. I appoint committee members. Yes, through the council. Okay.
So why were you taking so long to answer that question? You are a lawyer. You know how to answer questions.
Well, I was trying to give an explanation as to how I come up with the list and what happens leading to the list becoming valid.
Let me just follow up and clarify before. You admit that you appoint committee members.
Yes.
But in terms of the act you referred to earlier, it is not the mayor who does
Who does?
that.
In terms of the act,
Did you say something?
I didn't say anything to that effect. I didn't say something to that effect.
Are you empowered in terms of any status of appointing committee as mayor?
There is a lacuna there in terms of, because it doesn't specifically, from my reading, or I've not been brought to my attention any particular thing, and I can understand why there's a gap there. Because when there's voting that happens, the councillors just come generally. So what the mayor,
No, I understand what the mayor does.
Yeah.
The question is, as asked by you, let's be fair.
okay.
Are you not responsible for appointing these committees?
Okay, I do appoint the committees through council.
Thank you.
Okay.
Through council.
You as the mayor, as Jacob Mafume,
Yes.
you
Well,
appoint
yes, I appoint the committees.
Why is it taking so long for you to answer such a simple question? Why? Do you have anything to hide?
No, there's nothing to hide.
Why are you taking so long?
Do you, are you empowered in law, or do you have the right to appoint committee?
it's a difficult question. There is no provision.
Let me make it simple.
Yeah.
Do it in what language?
There is no specific provision empowering the mayor to appoint a committee.
So there is no law which empowers the mayor. So if there is no provision, then there is no law.
Yes, there is no law. Okay.
So you are appointing it de facto.
That's the practice we found at the council. The practice was that a council is a number of committees. There is then a process of the councillors indicating which committees that they want to go into. Once they indicate that, it is brought to the mayor's office to say that we have indicated, so and so says, I want this committee. Then they ask the mayor to then allocate, firstly, according to preferences, so that at least you set the number of people that are going to be in each committee, depending on the number of councillors that are there. So, for instance, when we were 46, we would say each councillor should be in 2 committees. Yeah. Yes. There's no it's just a practice that every council, the mayor gets the indication of where people want to be, and then the mayor then each person chooses 3 or 4. We allocate according to number.
Okay.
Then, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Chair. How often do you reshuffle these committees?
The Act says we reshuffle them. We may reshuffle them once a year, every August.
Is it not after an election that you are supposed to set up these committees?
Yeah, you set them up. After an election, there's a provision of setting a committee after an election. Then there is a provision that allows you to reshuffle the committees from my reading, annually, every year in August.
Because we have evidence that in fact you reshuffle these committees as and when you need and to your own benefit.
No, the reshuffle occurs. Unfortunately, we have had an occurrence of by-elections. Now, whenever there is a by-election, you then are asked you then have to reconstitute the committees. So we have had a very tumultuous period over the past 5 to 6 years, where at one point the council lost 22 councillors in one go. After the elections again, we lost a number of councillors in one go. Now, when you lose councillors or there's a by-election, you are then required to do the process again. And when the numbers are so big to alter the compositions of the committee, you then have to do the reshuffles.
Okay.
Earlier on, just on the start, I deliberately requested you to treat this as a rally
Yes, Judge.
or a political meeting.
Yes, Judge.
You are a lawyer practice.
Mhm.
All we want is short answers to ask for.
Okay.
If there's a need for any explanation or elaboration, we will find time to get pages for the proceedings.
No, I don't
Thank
change
you.
committees for.
Like I said to you, you will not run away from it. And we are even aware that you are about to reshuffle the committees again.
Yes.
Today. Is it today?
You see, it's not intimidating.
Okay. No. No, Okay, that is trying to evade the question anyway. Point, well,
There's,
Yes?
he believes, I don't know where from, that there's going to be a reshuffle very soon.
Yes, there is a reshuffle. That is,
okay, what is the reason behind that reshuffle again?
when we did the committees, the last time, we had not had we had not had by-elections, and then we had put a resolution. It is good practice to rotate the committees. So there was a resolution that we rotate the committees in August. Then some of the committees had more numbers than others. Others had 27, others.
So the reason for reshuffle is because you want to rotate.
Yes. Yeah, we want to rotate.
Okay. No, we'll come back to those issues, Your Worship. Right? Now, would I be wrong to suggest to you that the reason why we are having financial problems within the city of Harare is that the council is relying on ratepayers' money only?
Yes. In the main, yes.
You are well aware that, in fact, ratepayers' money should, in fact, salaries should not take more than 30% of ratepayers' money.
Yes.
And they are chewing up to over 55%.
Yes. If it's not
Is
higher.
that proper?
It's not proper.
Yeah, you say it's higher.
My own understanding of the situation is that it could probably be higher. It should creep towards 60% percentage or thereabouts. Because our budget has got so. Yeah, because our budgets, when we give them, they have some certain assumptions, which then do not come to fruition.
So who paid 30%?
The 30% is an administrative peg
Because
by
the
the
base
ministry.
So it's an administrative issue.
The percentage is a percentile pegged by the ministry, or that is common good business practice.
So when you now go to 60, is it bigger?
It's not legal.
Or another one?
It's
Wrong. It is wrong.
it is wrong, yeah, probably.
It is wrong and it's unlawful.
Well, it is wrong. It might not necessarily be unlawful, but it is wrong.
Bad practice.
But yeah, bad practice.
Bad practice is unlawful. Where there is
The way there's a guidance, then bad practices are unlawful.
Yes, because of that bad practice, very little money will be left for service delivery.
Yes.
And this is why we are having all these challenges in the city of Harare.
Yes.
Right. Do you accept that, in fact, Harare City has some business units or special purpose vehicles which are actually cash cows for the city of Harare, which were privatized and are 100% owned by the city of Harare?
Yes.
Thank you. And these are referral marketing,
Yes.
city parking,
Yes.
Harare Kwali,
Yes.
Sunshine Holdings.
Yes. Though those ones are not 100. That is not 100. The question said they are 100% owned. Sunshine what?
Holdings.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Mabazua.
Mabazua is some weird attempt at a private-public partnership. Yeah. We inherited this arrangement, which were supposed to be, as they were defined then, they were done in 2009. by the then council. So they were attempting to do a public-private partnership. But for some reason, the negotiators for council would give, so Mabazua was our lodges, our guest lodges. So they would give this investor, so-called, 70% on the get-go, and they remain with 30%. So more often than not, after giving this so-called investor the property or custody of the property, the investor would not invest anything and will start taking rentals and not remitting anything to the city council. And for instance, Mabazua, Ken Mbayua put himself and his daughter as the directors, and there were no directors from council, and said that it is, yeah. So it's
Okay.
some weird.
Sunshine Meats, is it still in existence?
Sunshine Meats was another crazy idea that was introduced in 2009. Someone thought that because we had a lot of cows, we can therefore add value by killing those cows and selling them. What then happened is that from the get-go, they quarreled over the first few cows they killed. So a few cows were killed, they bought fridges and some things. Then after the first cows, the whole thing collapsed over where did the money go. So it just was abandoned.
Okay, maybe we'll try to discuss each of those business units one by one.
Okay.
Let us start with the referral marketing. Is the city of Ara deriving any benefit from referral marketing?
Now it is, benefits are trickling in. What happened is that
Yes, is it driving any, okay, let me rephrase my question. Is it driving any meaningful benefits?
yeah, at the moment we are now beginning to get some meaningful benefit from referral marketing. Yes.
What benefits, can you clarify?
Benefits, I understand from the records that I have and that have been reported through the business committee, there has been some remittances to the city council in 2023 and 2024 in terms of cash. They also assisted.
Okay, hold on there. How much was remitted?
I'm told that in 2023, 30,000 or so. I have the figures in my.
In 2024?
In 2024, it should have been, the direct cash remittance should be around 24,000.
2020, the whole of 2024.
The whole of 2024.
We had evidence that in fact the referral market has a capacity to generate even over $500 per year.
You mean 500,000?
Yes, 500,000 per year.
Yes, it has the potential to do so.
But you talk of a remittance of 24,000.
Yeah, it then assisted in some of
Answer
the.
the question.
Yes, it's the potential, not the actual. It has the potential to do so if certain structural adjustments are made.
You are at the helm of referral marketing, and I'm going to prove that.
I'm at the helm of
Yes,
referral marketing.
yes.
Okay,
I'm going to prove that to you.
okay.
Would I be wrong to say that in fact there is also massive financial mismanagement within referral marketing? Money is being channeled to individuals' pockets, to councillors.
If that is so, then those who are receiving the money should answer for their malfeasance.
Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of what used to happen in the years before we started reforming referral marketing.
Even after the so-called, okay.
What had happened when we came into council in 2019, we had the anecdotal issues that we used to own a brewery, we used to own over 100 beer outlets. We then set up a commission to find out what the situation was, and I was part of that commission, and it was chaired by Councillor Ian Makone. Our findings were that indeed City Council owned Rufaro Corner, which is being leased by Delta. We then discovered that we had over 120 odd business units scattered around the town, and there were no remittances that were coming from that. In fact, they were now selling off the Rufaro Corner, which is our brewery, and an agreement had already been done to sell it off. We stopped the selling off of the brewery, and we recommended that a new lease be done between Castle and ourselves, and then we started the process of recovering the other beer halls from the various influential people that had taken rentals of the beer halls. So
Okay.
that's the process we are engaged in now.
No. I will put it to you that, in fact, these council PROs, informal marketing properties, they are being leased by councillors. Let's talk of hunters in Mafume.
Do you know that?
Yes, I became aware of that.
When you became aware, you were aware,
As I'm aware that Hunters was,
apart from hunters, hunters an example, are you aware that councillors are
Leasing
leasing?
informal marketing properties.
if there is a councillor,
No.
I'm not aware of any councillor beyond the one that was revealed at Hunters. I say so because I have expressly asked councillors to declare.
You only know one councillor.
At the present moment, I know one councillor that was was linked to Hunters Bar.
When did you become aware of it?
The Hunters Bar, I became aware of it. Initially, we were told before that Mr. Nyakujga was connected to Hunters.
When did you become aware of it?
In 2024, early 2024.
After the commission started?
I'm not sure when the commission started.
May.
That is in around May. Yeah, I think that is almost the same time that we became aware.
How did you become aware?
Well, it was publicized that Mr. Nyakujga or Councillor Nyakujga was leasing.
You didn't cancel?
He is still a councillor.
Let me take on that point first before we come. What was your reaction?
My reaction is that I called him to explain himself. We called him to the.
Yes, what did he say?
He is.
Did he admit or deny?
No, he didn't deny. It was very clear. He said,
Did he admit?
yes, he admitted in my presence. He said, yes, I was connected and I admitted. I said, but you did not disclose to us as council that you ought to have disclosed to us. He then said he had the bar before he became councillor. Then I said, but once you have become a councillor, it's untenable for you to be leasing the property in the manner that you are doing unless you had declared your interest, and the Act says you declare your interest. It is then put to council that the fellow councillor is interested in leasing this particular property and at that terms. And during the discussion of that item, you recuse yourself and other councillors discuss. That is the circumstances.
You expressed your displeasure.
I was expressing my displeasure.
Did you tell him about it?
And
Did you make him know of that?
yes, he's well away. We spoke. I actually summoned him to my office and said, look, you have embarrassed the council. You have embarrassed your constituents. you've put yourself in an invidious position. He then indicated to me that he has withdrawn from, he has surrendered the lease.
What have you done for that offense?
I have no powers to discipline a fellow councillor. The ministry, through, because it's a constitutional provision.
Did you formally make a complaint to the ministry?
No, at this present stage, I have not formally made.
What are you supposed to have done to express your displeasure?
To express my displeasure, again, there is no provision that says I'm able to do that. We discussed it with the chamber secretary.
There's no provision for making that report. Was there provision for you to carry out the inquiry with you about the underspan?
No, there was no provision, but I thought it was prudent for me to ask him and also to get it from. Yes, I did caution him. That's why I explained to him. It was verbal. I said that he must withdraw from that lease, surrender it to Rufaro Marketing, and that he ought, and then explained to him the procedures that are to be followed. And I did then in full council, probably. I then did explain to all the councillors that if you are wanting to purchase, wanting to lease, wanting to do business with the council in any manner or form, it is allowed. What you have to do is to declare your interest.
Okay. Thank you. But this is actually the position with all the Rufaro Marketing properties.
If that's the case, then the person any person we find doing that must fail.
And Councillor Nyakujga is still in charge of Underspa.
I'm not aware of that.
Right. Now, have you ever told this former council of Biaos?
Yes, I have. Yes,
You
I have. Yes, I
Are
have.
you happy about the state of affairs?
No,
Why are you not happy?
they were grabbed from council for years. Most of these,
No, state of affairs.
they are dilapidated. The bulk of them are in disuse. There are all sorts of activities are happening that some are not related to good government practices.
Okay. Thank you.
Strictly